To round out the lower body, we are hitting the glutes and the calves today. So ladies and men, something for you here today in the Lifting for Muscle series of Quick Wits. We're going to talk about my 4 top exercises for building strength and definition to get a big butt, big calves, whatever you're going for. Welcome to the Wits and Weights podcast. I'm your host, Philip Pape, and this twice-a-week podcast is dedicated to helping you achieve physical self-mastery by getting stronger, optimizing your nutrition, and upgrading your body composition. We'll uncover science-backed strategies for movement, metabolism, muscle, and mindset with a skeptical eye on the fitness industry so you can look and feel your absolute best. Let's dive right in. Today, we're honing in on the glutes and calves. Sometimes these muscles are overlooked. I do think they get hit pretty well with other movements, but not as much if you don't respond as well to those, or you just want even more definition in these areas. I know a lot of the ladies out there want to, work on those glutes, and even some of us men. I have the opposite problem, and I really need bigger calves. So we all want to work on these areas. Let's talk about 4 exercises today. Starting with the glutes. The gluteus maximus is one of the largest and most powerful muscles in the body. It definitely deserves attention. And, squats and deadlifts are definitely going to hit them. But if you want some glute-specific movements, we need something that requires squeezing the glutes through hip extension. And so I'm going to combine 2 exercises here. Either hip thrusts, which I realize are very popular, but they can be a little tricky, and the loading is somewhat interesting depending on how strong you are, and you don't want to get injured, and trying to get your back in the right place, all that stuff. I like the cable pull through as a more accessible movement. You put a rope at the bottom of a cable attachment, you stand away from the rack, and you just pull through and squeeze the glutes. Honestly, it kind of mimics like a kettlebell swing in a way, but you can really load it up and get the tension throughout the movement. So that's for hip extension. Number 2, we have, again, I'm going to combine a couple things here, but lunges and step-ups. Depending on who you are, you're going to feel it more in the glutes. I like reverse lunges in place, but I also like walking lunges. I'm not a big fan of the forward kind of static lunge. I prefer a reverse lunge or walking lunges. And then also the other thing I mentioned here besides lunges was step-ups. So if you have a box, let's say 12, 18 inches, and you can put a barbell on your back or use dumbbells and step up, you can really get a burn in the glute muscles. All right, so let's move on to the calves. Okay, these can be very stubborn for some of us, and just like any other muscle, you need to give them the right amount of stress, stimulus, and volume to get them to grow. Here, I'm just going to talk about standing versus seated. So standing calf raises target the gastrocnemius muscle. I think I'm pronouncing that right. That's what gives your calf its rounded shape. And so we're going to use either a standing calf raise machine or something like a squat safety bar on your back with a calf block. You could even do donkey calf raises. There's ways to do that with a barbell or with a machine. Really depends on your equipment situation. You could even hang from a dip belt. You can hang some weight and bend over holding your arms on a rack and a calf block and do it that way. So there's a lot of ways to hit that. Then we have seated calf raises, which target the soleus muscle, forgive my Latin, and that's located beneath the larger rounded calf muscle. So that's sort of the lower part of the muscle, and that helps with your lower leg aesthetics. So seated calf raises is just what it sounds like. You sit down and you're basically pressing up with your thighs, either with like a home machine or a machine in the gym. And there you go. For the glutes, you've got anything with hip extension, like, hip thrusts and cable pull-throughs. We have lunges and step-ups. For the calves, we have standing calf raises and seated calf raises, and you might need to get creative with your equipment. And there you go. Now, remember, a strong lower body is more than just individual muscle groups. It's really an entire system. But if you can work on these separate muscle groups in a complementary fashion, you'll see overall development, which is what we're going for. Until next time, keep pushing, stay strong. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Wits and Weights. If you found value in today's episode and know someone else who's looking to level up their wits or weights, please take a moment to share this episode with them. And make sure to hit the follow button in your podcast platform right now to catch the next episode. Until then, stay strong. Hey, before you go, I want to let you know about a free resource I have. They are free guides on everything from fat loss to eating out to building muscle to managing hunger to figuring out the best macros for you and more being added all the time. You want to get the most out of these podcasts and your time to look and feel your best, and these free guides will give you a quick and easy way to know what to do. If you want to get your hands on these completely free guides, you can head over to witsandweights.com/free. That's witsandweights.com/free to get your free guides and level up your results today.